Hello everybody, it is Friday, it is jab day. I've just finished my 6th week on Mounjaro. This will be my 7th jab and I have today's jab and then one more jab left of my current 2.5 milligram. And then I'm going on to my 5 milligram pen. So I'm not going to beat around the bush. I am disappointed, I'm frustrated, and I'm a bit sad, really. I've not had a very good week at all. Let's get straight into it. What have I lost this week? I weighed myself this morning and I accidentally forgot to film the actual scales, but if I show you a screenshot of my weight app, I have a set of smart scales, so it's automatically logged on my app. I currently weigh in at 16 stone and 3 pounds, which is exactly where I weighed in last week. So I have not gained, I have not lost, I have maintained, stayed exactly. And the maintain is not what is frustrating. I mean, it is frustrating. Even a steady trickle down would be good. But my weight has fluctuated day to day over the last few weeks, but it's been going sort of gradually down in the right direction. And I'm cross that I chickened out and stayed on the 2.5 because it's clearly just, it's not working like it was. I've had a little suppression this week, but not much, and I've had to try really hard and sort of argue with myself whether I'm going to eat certain things. It's weird. I've had suppression like at certain times of the day, so I'm pretty good on a morning. I have my breakfast, and I'm pretty good on an evening actually. I found that eating my lunch starts to open floodgates, and I eat a sensible lunch and then I'm like, what else can I eat? So I've had soup for my lunch today and I had bread with it, and I had more bread than I should have had because the bread was just really nice. And then Ivy was having some marshmallows and I finished the packet off. So I'm really disappointed. I'm really disappointed in me. Yeah. I really want to go on to the 5 milligram pen. Like, I would like to go on to it now, but I am not one for wasting money, and there are still 2 jabs left in this pen. I'm not throwing £100 away. I'm going to persevere for 2 more weeks, and I'll just keep trying. I will just keep trying, and then I'll go on to the 5 milligram, and hopefully I'll have the same effect on 5 milligrams when I went on to the 2.5, and I'll get my suppression back, and I'll be able to sort of get this going. It feels a little bit, at the minute, it feels a little bit like when I went on Mounjaro and I was losing weight. You had a few really good weeks, and then you almost hit a roadblock, and it gets it's harder. You get to that point where you've lost a bit, enough to be like, oh, I've lost a bit of weight, this is great, and then it gets hard, and that's when normally you start to falter. But I'm not going to falter on this. I'm going to keep going. I'm also going to try a different jab spot. I'm going to try and jab my leg rather than my stomach. See whether that helps, maybe. And if that don't help, maybe next week I'll try my arm. It's just been a really, really hard couple of weeks. I don't know whether it's partially the mindset of knowing I'd had that mess up with buying 2 pens. Could be psychological. I mean, this is all psychological at the end of the day, so it could be psychological. I feel like I've got it and I should have just gone on to the 5 milligram. But never mind, we live and learn. It's only 2 more weeks. I did also think about pulling my jab day forward. That was an option, but in all honesty, Friday is a really good day for me to do my jab. Again, I might pull my jab day forward next week, but most likely I'll just stay. But on a more positive note, because I appreciate that that's very negative, Nini, and I know from your comments you've all been really enjoying my enthusiasm, excitement, you know, whatever, but it's not all swings and roundabouts, you know. If losing weight was easy, no one would be fat, right? Before I do my jab, on a more positive note, I took measurements of my arms, my chest, my waist, my hips, my thighs on the 1st of January. And I said every 2 months I'll remeasure and I will see where I'm at in terms of have I lost any centimetres. And that was nice to see because I have. So I have this weight loss journal that I got online, and it asks me on my first day, I put in all these different measurements, measured them, and I measured them again. So my waist, I've lost 5 centimetres around my waist. So that's a lot of bloatedness lost around my waist. My chest has lost 8 centimetres. That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot. It does, obviously, you've got to bear in mind that I may have measured it at a different point slightly, but I've tried to measure it same. My hips have lost 2.5 centimetres. My neck has lost 2 centimetres, and I actually was driving along yesterday and I was like, oh yeah, I don't have quite as much of a double chin going. My neck's feeling a little bit better. My left arm has lost 0.5 centimetre, that's measuring it around here. My right arm has lost 3.5 centimetres. I must be using my right arm a lot. My left thigh has not lost anything. It's hanging on there. And my right thigh apparently has lost 5 centimetres. So I think maybe I measured that in the wrong place, but still there. I've lost centimetres around my body, and that's a really positive thing. That shows that it is actually working. Since starting my Mounjaro journey, I've lost 16 pounds, which is 1 stone and 4 pounds. That is 6 weeks on Mounjaro. I've lost 1 stone and 4 pounds, which is fine. I'm just a bit deflated today and a bit disappointed, but it's fine. We'll keep going, and maybe next week I'll have a really big loss or not. But I guess it's the realistic terms. It's the realisticness of losing weight, and even with this amazing medication that is a game changer, it just shows you've still got to work really hard at it, because I feel like I've had to work really hard this week, and that's just to keep maintain. I haven't had a takeaway, if that's what you're gonna think. I haven't had a takeaway. I haven't eaten anything out. I haven't had a meal out or anything like that. I've just had a bit more of my usual snacking. When the suppression was really good, I'd eat my tea and then I wouldn't have anything sweet treat wise afterwards, and I've had a fair few sweet treats after, and it's just the little things that start creeping back in, isn't it? So never mind. So this is my third dose of my second 2.5 pen, and I'm going to try and jab my leg rather than jab my belly, just to see if it makes any difference. If I'm struggling on the 2.5, maybe I can give myself a little helping hand. I don't know how I feel about jabbing my leg. There's not as much fat on my leg. I mean, there's still a lot of fat, but there's not as much fat on my leg as there is on my belly. Let's pair. Do my loading dose. Okay, so I'm gonna get my stool, put my leg on. Right, got my leg out. Gonna twisty, 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 twisty all the way. Come on, Mounjaro. Do your worst on me. Some people say they get better suppression on their legs, some people get the better suppression on their arms. Some people get... I feel like I forget every time I go to do it. I look at the needle. I know it's tiny. Forget how tiny it is. Oh, it's not wanting to go down. Come on. There we go. I feel like there's a little bit of a residue. It's a little bit like almost didn't come out, but I've got a proper mark where I've dug it in. After I did that, there was a bit of liquid on my leg, which maybe I just haven't seen it on my belly before because it's I can't really see my belly. There's too much fat and rolls and things. I can't see it. It just goes in. But I definitely pushed it right in hard because I left a little ring mark where the end of the needle was. Okay, so there we go. That's my third jab on this 2.5 milligram pen. I have one jab left on this 2.5 milligram pen, and then I will be going on to 5 milligram pen. I hope that it works. I really hope for a really good week this week. Somebody asked in one of the comments, do I calorie count when I'm eating? I do not calorie count. I don't know, just can't. I'm very good at lying to myself. If I eat it, I will always record it. It's a really hard thing to explain. There's no point because I'm not honest with myself about it. I don't want to be honest with myself. It's too miserable and too depressing. I haven't got the time or the energy to sit down and calorie count. I haven't got the time or the energy to sit down and do lots of things. So that is very not how my priority. I spend my life trying to get away from thinking about food. And I feel like having to meticulously document and see what you eat means you're spending more time thinking about food. So no, I do not calorie count. I follow the Slimming Well plan in the sense that I know what foods are free and I know what foods are speed. So I know what foods I can have to fill me up. I know the rough sin value of things, and I know the rough calories of things. And I know that the things that are higher in calorie or higher in sin value, you need to have less of or none of. And I think for me, avoidance is better than a little bit. My almost addictive state of food is once I start with one, then I can't stop. So just avoid. I think that's how I sort of look at it. So that's it. I don't really have anything else to say today. I've had a tough 2 weeks and I am prepared for another tough 2 weeks. We actually go away in the caravan on Thursday next week for a weekend. It's the first weekend away in the caravan to Haven. Which we love going to because it suits the kids down to a T, and that's a bit lethal because there'll be drink and Oh, drink. That is what I found really interesting this week. So I haven't had a drink since I started Mounjaro, like at all. I'm not a heavy drinker normally, but I do like a glass of wine of an evening, or a glass of gin, and I'll just have one. You know, I don't need a whole bottle or anything like that. But I do like the taste of wine, and I do like the taste of gin. I do drink beer sometimes. I go through phase, maybe in the summer when it's warm, I like beer or cider. But if I'm at home, I would have wine or gin, and I just have one, and I like it because I like the flavour, I like the taste of it, and it tastes nice. And normally, if I haven't had a glass of wine all week, I come home, if I'm tired and I'm a bit stressed out, I go, oh, I'd love a glass of wine. Really love a glass of wine today. And you know, I haven't had that desire at all the entire 7 weeks that I've been on Mounjaro, which I think is amazing. But I had read that it is a drug that could potentially help people who have addictions. You know, it could be in the future, be something people who have a drinking problem could potentially use this drug to help them crack it. And I can see how that would work, because I, as a non-alcoholic type person who just really likes to drink, I have not had any desire at all to have any sort of drink. And that's been good. So that's definitely saved me calories, because alcohol is very calorific, especially wine is very calorific, and my gin is calorific because don't just do gin, I do gin and tonic, and then I have all the mixes that I put in it. So definitely good is that. But I did go out on Saturday. Ryan's work's Christmas party, because they work over Christmas, so his Christmas party was on Saturday, and it was day drinking and a meal. And normally, if I go out for a drink out and about, I would have like a bottle of cider, because it's bigger, you get more for your money, don't you? So I had a bottle of cider when I got there, and it lasted me ages. I think the other guys drank 3 pints before I was anywhere near finishing my first bottle of cider, which is not heard of for me. I could drink cider like it's pop. So you drink fruity cider, and I could drink it like it's pop. And I would drink it, and then I need another one, and drink it, and need another one. And amazingly, I was a really slow drinker. And I really noted that at the time. I was like, oh, especially because I wasn't even with my friends, I was with Ryan's friends, so I didn't know them, which would probably, in a normal situation, make me drink more, because the drunker you get, the easier it is to talk to people you don't know. And I didn't. So I feel like that was something worth noting. And I drank very slowly for at least half the day. And then at the end, once I'd had a fair few drinks, then so I'd lied. I said I haven't eaten. I just realised I lied to you. I said I hadn't eaten out this week. I did eat out this week. I had a Christmas party on Saturday. I've only just remembered. Gosh, Saturday was ages ago. It was a week ago. So I have eaten out this week. But I don't think I didn't overeat when I was there, but I did eat. I had a big pasta dish and then side salads. It was an open salad bar, so I had a nice big plate full of salad. And I had a lot of gin and tonics. I had a couple of bottles of beer, I had a couple of bottles of cider, and then I had some gin and tonics. So I did indulge this week. Maybe that's why I've not lost any weight this week. Also, on a positive note, in terms of that, I have been out drinking all day. We started at 12 o'clock lunchtime, and we got home at 9:30, and I went straight to bed when I got in. Now that is also unheard of. Normally I would want a takeaway, or I have been known to come in and drunk cook, or have food ready, or just come in and devour snacks, because I had quite a bit to drink, and normally I'd come in and I'd be hungry. And I didn't, I wasn't. So that's another positive, I guess. Oh, I feel a bit better actually. I feel a bit better at the end of this conversation than I did at the start of the conversation, because I kind of maybe I can see why. I had a big day on Saturday, and then I've had to recover from it, haven't I? But I'll still be glad when I go down to 5 milligram. All right, I love you all. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye.